Good afternoon, Wells. Another beautiful evening up in paradise.
It's the Hippy Trev cooking show. What will he cook this time? Who knows? Let's sit back and see what he makes. So start cooking already, Trev, for fuck's sake.
Cooking with Hippy Trev. Afternoon, Wells. Another beautiful day up here in paradise. Well, it is now. I've got the heater running because, boy, geez, it was fucking cold today. So, anyway, doing another bit of like a food review tonight. Again, as someone pointed out, I'm not really a cooking show. I'm just more of a food review show. Well, I'm a bit of everything. I decided I'd have a go with something different. I'm trying one of these freemen. Now, these are all meant to go in the microwave. Well, I don't own a microwave and I never will. And this was like $7, and it's Indian butter chicken with rice. And I thought I'd have a go at this, like for $7 for a small feed. I thought I'll give it a go. So actually the first thing I've got to do is get the oven lit. Now my oven's crap, we all know that. Well, people who watch me review know my oven's crap, so instead of having it set on any certain temperature, I just have it on flat out and hope for the best. It's not... There we go. Right, that's the oven lit. I need a better box of these matches, they're wet, so I'll just wait till that takes up. Rightio. Now, so let that warm up for a good 10-15 minutes. Now, if you chuck that on the pizza tray and chuck it in the oven, what happens is this container melts. So I use a non-stick. Cake tin. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to tear a bit of paper off here. I'm just going to rub the inside of the tin here. Just rub the inside of the tin with a bit of butter, just so it doesn't stick to it. Make sure that's on flat out. Is that still working? Yep. Right, so a bit of butter on the tin, just so it doesn't stick to it. I haven't had this one before. Excuse me. I haven't had this one before, but I have done one of these type of things once before. Also, I bought this this morning sometime, and it's been sitting outside the fridge, so it's completely defrosted. So instead of having to deal with a frosted meal, it's completely defrosted, which should give it around, with my oven, probably 10 to 15 minute cook time. Thereabouts, I'd say. I'm just going to grab a spoon and just, there we go. Throw that in the sink. So that's what it's going to go into the oven looking like. Just like that. My oven needs probably a good, what's the time now? Probably needs a good 10 minutes of heat time. It's just coming on 7 o'clock now, so I'll dump that in the oven. So people who are watching today's video about Mr. B's car and how I broke that fucking hose and everything, like, oh my God, devastated. I found another hose, so without touching, I found a hose that'll slip over the other hose and slip on the other hose that goes up onto the intake, that intake hose there, and get that all working again. So I took it for a drive, it didn't throw any codes. What I did notice was when I was pulling my foot off the accelerator, it didn't quite slow down as quick as it should, so I knew it had something to do with that. It's not a vapor return line to the fuel tank or anything like that. It's just it's a sensory thing. Someone sent me a link to a video and showed me exactly what it was. So I think I've got a hose I can replace with. And the funny thing is, I have a habit of not throwing things out. And the hose, it took me about an hour to find one that would actually work. It turned out the hose that I found is the power steering line I replaced on that Mazda. When I was doing all those other jobs, it's actually the power steering line that that was cracked that I took off there. That's going to be solid enough so it's not going to suck in or anything. So hopefully the gear selector switch is in tomorrow. I dread taking that off. Someone made the suggestion they reckon the car might have gone underwater because Bundy's applying for flooding, and that may explain why that left-hand light was fried, because actually when we pulled that light out, water did come out of it. Everything on the left-hand side of the car seems to be somewhat rusted, so maybe it went slightly underwater a little bit, and that's what fucked the gear selector switch. I have doused that gear selector switch in WD-40, and that's another thing I want to get to. So hopefully, if that's tomorrow, I can actually replace that without breaking any more. I'm so scared to touch this fucking car. It's an 05, so everything's 21 years old. Like that plastic line today was just so fucking brittle. It just went snap. It just like, I only touched it and it fucking snapped. Everything on this car is old, worn out. Well, the motor sounds good. When I pulled back in the drive, because Mr. B stayed home while I went for a test drive, he said the motor, look, the motor sounds really, really good. So it does. I don't think it's using oil. It's not using cool or anything like that. The motor sounds solid. It's just the stuff on the outside. So if I can get that hose connected tomorrow and that reworking, that'll be good. So hopefully I can do that without breaking anything else. Someone said I shouldn't have used WD-40 in the throttle body that I did. I do have throttle body cleaner there. Someone else suggested I take the throttle body off and give it a full dec. I'm not doing that. I'm too scared I'll break something. I'm actually scared of replacing the gear the gear selector switch down on the transmission tomorrow. I'm actually terrified that something else is going to break. So, it's no wonder these mechanics hate working with these fucking older cars, because a job can just end up costing someone a fortune when like pipes and that break, and it's just like, no wonder they don't want to touch it. Someone else kept asking me why do I ended up with all these old shitbox cars, and they become my problem. Well, it's my friends, mate. They're all fucking broke. They've got no money. Okay, he made a mistake and maybe bought this car. Well, this is what we got here. He's not going to sell it because no one's going to fucking buy it off him. And this is what we got to work with. So far, it hasn't really cost him a lot. I mean, the parts were costing him $118 for those parts. The pulleys I replaced, the idler pulley and the tension pulley, they weren't overly expensive to replace. So far, as far as parts, it hasn't really cost him a lot of money, and all it really has is just me putting my time into it. I don't charge Mr. B anything. I don't charge anyone like that for what I do for them. Mr. B doesn't have, that's why I'm doing it. He can't afford to take it down the local mechanic and pay $150 an hour to do what I'm trying to do. And knowing what I'm doing, they would have probably broken the same fucking hose and charged him for a replacement part, where I've actually found a replacement part. So I don't charge for what I do. I just try and help out the best I can. If Mr. B had a shitload of money, he wouldn't have bought this fucking car. And if they had tested the headlights and that before he bought it, he probably wouldn't have bought it as well. But unfortunately, this is where we're at. Can't change where we're at. There's no way we can move the car on. This is what we got to work with, and I've just got to try and get it working the best I can for him. I'm a little bit concerned that when I replace this gear selector switch, that isn't going to be the only problem. I'm a little bit nervous that the gear changing thing might go a little bit deeper than that, but it sort of all points to the gear selector, as in like all the lights in the dash go out and they come back on, and it jumps between third and fourth, and it's to me it points to the gear selector switch. So, and if that's been underwater, well, maybe it's been compromised. Like I said, there's a big 21 mil nut that holds it onto the transmission. That's just caked in rust, just solidly caked in rust. So I'm actually very nervous about undoing that tomorrow. If I break that, the car's dead. But I did. I swamped it in WD-40. So, and as old mate TJ and Sol said, WD-40 is not a lubricant. It's more of a like a rust penetrator type thing. I probably should have used throttle body cleaner in the carby, but I couldn't work out where that sticking bit was coming from, because it was locked on right. So when you put your foot on the accelerator, as hard as a rock, and all of a sudden you go click, and the accelerator just went straight to the fucking floor, and it was all soft. So like I said, I adjusted the cable past that sticking point. Someone said that thing on the side, which I reckon is causing the problem on the inner side, on the firewall side, they said, just a couple of screws. I'm like, I don't want to take anything else apart. I'm too scared. Everything's so, all the plastic on this car is so fucking brittle. I just don't want to risk causing that sort of damage. All right, I'm going to chuck this in the oven. I really just don't want to risk it. I'll put it up the top of the oven, because if I put it down the bottom, it just might burn the rice. So anyway, well, I'm going to leave that in for a good 10-15 minutes. I wanted to cook properly. I'll check it periodically, but I'll pull it out in about 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll do the old taste test. So lean cuisine, frozen fucking microwave dinner, $7 from the supermarket. Let's see how it goes, and I'll give you an opinion when I'm into it. So righto, get back to you later. Bye. Righto, we're back. It's been about a good 10 minutes, so let's pull it out and see how it looks. Well, that's how it looks. It's warm enough. Just stick my finger in. Yep, you know what? That'll do. It's hot enough. Could have probably spent another 5 minutes in there, but no, that'll do as it is. Now I just got to get on the plate. Whoa, that fucking hot. I might just grab myself some sort of way of splitting that. Right, that goes into the sink for rinse, for soaking. Still got any hot water left from the shower? No, pretty much cold now. I heated up the hot water and had a shower earlier. I heated up my hot water system and had a shower earlier today. So, anyway, Walds, let's see how it tastes. Right, Walds, let's see how a $7 Indian butter chicken, rice and veggies taste. Not a bad size. When you look at the plate, it's not a bad sized meal. Didn't look much in the thing, but it's not a bad sized meal. Haven't really come across any chicken yet. A little bit. Not too bad. Okay, look, doesn't taste too bad. Rice is a bit dry, but it is a microwave meal that's supposed to be cooked in the microwave. I've just chucked it in the oven in a non-stick cake tray. Yeah, not too bad. Probably could have done an extra couple of minutes in there, just to be a little bit hotter. So, but overall, look, $7 to feed. I'm gonna have a feed tonight for $7. I don't think it's too bad. Taste and flavour, probably about a 5 out of 10 at best. But it's a microwave meal. What do you expect? So anyway, well, for $7, I'm actually not too disappointed, and I don't really care. Like 5 out of 7 for taste. I really don't mind too much. So I'm still having a feed tonight. So yeah, $7. Anyway, stay safe, keep your knees in the breeze, and I will catch you later. Bye.